Hey guys, welcome to Cadence Radio. This Wumlu again. It's August 22nd today. Hope it's a good day. Sorry I got caught up. I was recording. My little one's not going to sleep. I think she's doing the sleep regression thing now. Used to be good for the first 2 years. She put it down and she just goes to sleep. Does all that. It's good. Get a little bit of a break, but doing this late night, I wanted to get this out to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope your summer is doing good too. We're in the dog days here. And hopefully we're going to see some good changes at the end of this year. I know my last podcast I was talking about the COVID situation, mandate of masks. I'm going to delve into that a little bit with you guys. I think definitely this is not about the virus anymore. I think the virus is under control. It's run its course. I'm not saying it's under control, but Mother Nature, I think, has put it under control because we're seeing a lot of cases, but our mortality rate in Alberta has dipped all the way down to about 0.03 or 0.04 when you look at it. Yeah, deaths have really decreased. So what I'm saying is with this mask mandate, I know it got implemented August 1st or August 3rd, the beginning of August. Cases have not gone down. They've actually have gone up. So what are we even wearing masks in the first place for? I think this is all about control. If you see the people from across the world, New Zealand, Australia, the laws they're putting in are very, very non-human right. Well, it's not right basically. They're infringing on a lot of human rights. There were 6 cases in New Zealand, and those 6 cases prompted the New Zealand Prime Minister to delay an election, put in quarantine camps, and lock down a whole country for 6 cases. So this is all about control. This is about a lot of factions, good and bad, throwing out their agenda, and they're trying to push that agenda so that they can gain control of the situation. But I think it's to gain control of the economy. It's happening here in Canada too. With the mask mandate, I know it's coming up, but this is just the beginning. Like Justin Trudeau was being investigated for him funneling money to his foundation from another charity foundation, which was for students across Canada for scholarships and everything. It's called the We Foundation. He got caught. An investigation was on the way, and then he basically shut down Parliament while the investigation is going around. I'm a little bit optimistic because there is RCMP, that's our nation's FBI, I call them. They are looking into that. If they can, I don't know if anything's going to come about from it. But I've been on Twitter a lot. I've been following a lot of Canadian patriots, I'll call them, people who have the ear to the street. They're doing this research. And definitely, it doesn't look good. So when Parliament is open up, there's a big overhaul on the welfare system for Canada. They want to put a vote to it. They want to go green energy, so they want to cut carbon emissions, which you can never ever do because, newsflash, that science is bunk. Because CO2 is part of one of the biggest gases in the earth anyways. A tree throws out more CO2 than 10 or 15 cars. So it's kind of funny to me that they want to cut the carbon rate, which it's never going to happen. But anyways, I digress. So this is all about control. It's about control of the economy, and control the people. But this is the last throes, and you can tell the people who are coming out, either if they're good or bad. It's us. For us as a people, we have to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to wake up in a very fast manner, or else the society we've built. I'm not saying the government has built it. It's us, the people, who built, with our morals, with taking care of your family, and living to serve other people like your family, and basically serve others, basically, so that they can rise up. That's coming from your kids, from your parents, generation. It's been like that. But if we let these bureaucrats, basically this government corruption, try to circumvent our progress, it's going to be very, very dire for us. I'm just calling on a lot of people. That's why I do this podcast. I try to do it as much as I can. I don't get that many views, but I'm always in my friends' ears. I'm always in my family's ears about what you can look at, what you can research. And all in all, I'm not going to tell you to turn off the mainstream media. I know that's our source of information, majority source of information. But listen to them and do your own research, and vote for yourself, because this is not news anymore. This is an agenda. I was reading on Twitter one time they had a CBC article. CBC used to be good. They used to have facts and everything like that. But now they're just a propaganda machine. When they're saying that Alberta has COVID naysayers or whatever, and we're skeptics. So we're the biggest spreaders of the virus. We're skeptics of it. And they had a poll which was asinine. It made no sense whatsoever, saying that the more people who are pessimistic or about this come from Alberta, and they're the ones who are causing the spread of this virus across everything. That really pissed me off, because I'm from Alberta, and I think for myself and people who are reading that should be freaking angered by it, because we have one of the lowest mortality rates, the lowest spreads in the all of this country, and they're telling us that we're skeptics about it. It's BS and it's bullshit. And whoever wrote that article should be ashamed of themselves. Like I said, this is not about the virus anymore. It's about control. That's why you see these articles. That's why you see our president or prime minister stopping his investigation and rushing this asinine agenda he has, because he's told by the powers that be that this is how it's supposed to be. And us as Canadians need to wake the hell up and take back our country from these bureaucrats who've been stealing from us for years and years. So I'm just calling to arms. I'm not calling to arms, just calling to you guys to just wake up and look at the facts. Look at what's happening right now. Alberta is going to be the ones who are going to suffer from all this, and that's the truth. There's too many people who are lazy as hell, don't want to work for $1 and want to get handouts. When those handouts stop, what are you going to do then? Because they are going to stop. We are going to be broke in about 10, 15 years if this agenda gets thrown out to us. So, if you are listening, we need to be better. definitely be better. And we need to wake the fuck up, because it's not going to be easy trotting right now. It's already happening. You can see it right now. You can already see it right now. Everybody's tentative with this mask mandate. People are tentative to go outside, me included. Because you're going to be judged because you don't have a mask on or anything like that. Just a healthy person put on a mask. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And businesses are suffering. So, I'll tell you this right now. If this comes up, this is the whole thing. When the masks are not going to work, which they don't, what's going to be pushed out, and I'll tell you this right now, from the nefarious, those demons, is going to be that vaccination. When that vaccine comes about, which we're going to get from, guess who? From China. It's going to come over here. They're going to mandate it, and you're going to have to take it to travel, to work, to go to school. The first people, I'll tell you this how it's going to go. The first people who are going to get that vaccine is going to be your kids. So they can go to school or go to daycare or whatever. It's going to roll that out that way. Me as a parent, I'm never going to let my child ever be pricked by one of those freaking poisonous needles. So, like I said, I'm not anti-vax. There are some vaccinations which have been proven. The vaccination has been proven, which you take, and that's it. But a vaccine which is 6 months or 8 months tested and then thrown out, there's something fishy about that. So, like I said, this is about good and evil. It's who's going to get to that agenda, who's going to push the agenda and get to that finish line to take control of this world. So the thing about it, us as a people, we need to take control of ourselves. We don't need these bureaucrats. We don't need this government corruption. We don't need these demons in higher power thinking that they own us like we're a bunch of sheep. So like I employ everybody here is to wake the hell up. This was never about the virus. This is about an agenda which they put down from way back when so they can try to take control of us in some sort of way which will be detrimental to the human psyche and the human society as a whole. You already see it in New Zealand. You already see it in Australia. You're going to see it in Canada. You're going to see it in some Africa. But Africa has actually stood up with this vaccine. Most of the cities and most of those countries are throwing people out. They're throwing these doctors out who are trying to push the vaccine on in their country. And the funniest thing about it, and how ironic it is, Bill Gates said that the black people are the ones who suffer most with this COVID situation. Everybody's suffering with the COVID situation. And it's not about suffering about the virus. It's suffering about you can't make a living. You can't go work. You're losing your job. You're depressed, jumped in your house, quarantined, like you're in prison, like you're an animal. That's what the suffering's about. It's not about the virus. It's about this control factor. And as soon as we can turn the TV off and start learning for ourselves what a virus actually does and what it doesn't do, then we will be better off. But people don't want to do that. They just want to listen and get some information from somebody else. Now, I've been doing this research. Viruses are viruses. You know, you're going to contract them either way or not. Wearing a mask or whatever it is. You're going to contract them. It's how your body deals with it is the key. If you're a healthy human being, if you take care of yourself, you don't need to worry. Yeah, you might get as sick as you can, but trust your body. And these people are trying to take that away from us. They're not getting us to trust our body. They're getting us to cover up, social distance, not get exposed to anything. And when you don't get exposed to anything, and you're locked in your house doing whatever, that's the detriment when you get out. Because how we survive for this long on this earth is getting exposed to everything this earth gives to us. It's nature. That's what it is. It balances itself out. So don't be afraid of a virus. Don't be afraid of anything like that. And man up. Don't be a pansy. We're calling on to our government and tell them this is bullshit. I don't need to wear masks. Open up our economy. Let us work as we were working before. And let this run its course, because it's eventually going to. It probably already has. But with these damn rules in there, with all this stuff, I implore people to wake up and say, what the fuck is this all about? It's not about the virus anymore, guys. It's about us trying to fight to try to get us in the right path, instead of us getting thrown into another path, which is a path of doom. Say no to vaccines. Say no to this stupid mask mandate. And say, I want my liberty, my freedom back. I want to be a human being again. What these people are spewing out to you, social media, whoever it is, mainstream media, news, whatever they're spewing out to you, there's always an agenda behind it. And the more you know that, the more that fear would leave you, because you're informed with the right information, instead of this fear mongering they give you every time you turn on the television. Everybody's suffering. Like, I'm watching the playoffs, NBA, NHL playoffs, or you can't have fans or whatever. These guys are in a little bit in a bubble, they call it. Basically, it's prison. They can't leave without permission. When they leave, they come back, they have to be quarantined for whatever it is. Maybe it's just for show. I don't know. But something stinks. Something really stinks. And it's smelling in high hot water. I'm smelling it. Hopefully you guys open up your nostrils and you smell it. Because what's happening across the world, what's happening across the country, across this continent, everywhere. You tell me. I seen a little bit of a video from Wuhan, China. These guys are having pool parties with over hundreds of thousands of people. Having pool parties, going nuts, and without a care in the world. And what are we doing over here? That's where this whole started. So what are we doing over here? What are we doing? We're cowering in our house. We got masks on, walking outside or driving our cars. You're looking at people as if they're carrying the plague. Fearing yourself and stuff. Give me a fucking break. The hell, man? Where your balls at? Where's everybody's balls at? And grow up, man. It's my rant for the day. Cadence Radio, I'm signing out.